He thought he joined a red dream. But instead, Lewis Hamilton feels like he's stuck in an uncomfortable Ferrari puzzle, one that trembles every time his foot hits the gas, because somewhere in the engine noise, the team's confidence is cracking. Yes, someone said that. And who's the target? Hamilton's perceived whining about the way things are going. Those are Ferrari's exact words. But this isn't just about grip or gearbox. This is drama. At the heart of it, there's a question. Did Ferrari hire Lewis Hamilton for his talent, or just his name? That's what former driver Juan Pablo Montoya suggested. Ferrari just want Lewis Hamilton for his name. Is it marketing, or is it deeper? Because the car isn't winning podiums yet, and his teammate, Charles Leclerc, already grabbed that first pole for the team this year. And Hamilton, well, he qualified 12th. That's painful. On the grid, he said something that hit like a shadow in the pits. There's a lot going on in the background that's not great. He didn't keep quiet. Then he added, with fire in his voice, "Hopefully, I'll be back in action when F1 2025 resumes at the Dutch Grand Prix. The fight's not over. Don't count me out." You can almost feel him pacing in the garage, heartbeat synced with the rev counter. That's the drama Ferrari signed up for, or maybe underestimated. Later, at the Belgian Grand Prix, Hamilton revealed just how hard he was pushing. He told reporters he had submitted ideas on how to fix the car's issues and boost performance. And his words? Sharp, honest, emotional. "My willingness to go the extra mile is driven by my refusal to follow in the footsteps of Fernando Alonso and Sebastian Vettel." He doesn't just want to win races. With Ferrari, he wants to avoid a legacy of frustration. He wants redemption. But tension is a two-way street. Ferrari boss Fred Vasseur had his own read on the situation. He didn't pull punches. Hamilton, he says, sometimes exaggerates the problems he sees in the car. His words are heavy. Vasseur believes Hamilton is being too dramatic, too emotional. He argues that Hamilton's extreme reactions in the media actually make things worse. His verdict? Hamilton is too hard on both himself and the car. Ouch. This isn't just performance pressure. This is soap opera level tension. Montoya steps back into the frame, analyzing the power struggle between driver and team. He says Ferrari may be growing tired of Hamilton's complaints. Notice the shift. It's not that Hamilton is weak, it's that Ferrari is maybe less patient than they used to be. He says again, "My point of view of what he is saying is that Ferrari are not really paying attention to him and they just want him for his name." That question echoes in the wind. Is Hamilton a prize or a problem? The narrative shifts gears. The story isn't just about words, it's about engineering. Because another piece of the puzzle, the car itself, is misbehaving. Ferrari rolled out the SF25 this year, and it's proving to be tricky. Suspension problems, instability, odd ride height changes after penalties. This machine has flaws. Leclerc still managed 5 podiums. Hamilton? His best results, a win and a podium, but both in sprint races, not full Grand Prix. He's struggling to click with the car. It's like trying to dance in the dark when the music keeps changing. Montoya digs deeper, says it's not just Hamilton's fault. The engineers and Hamilton haven't clicked either, clashing styles, different philosophies. He says, Hamilton has been driving a certain way for many years, and it works. But Ferrari's engineers, they say, this car needs to be driven differently, trying to twist the driving into new shapes. But the car doesn't magically become easier. Montoya puts it plainly. That car isn't exactly good either. It's not a perfect machine waiting for a perfect driver. It's a flawed beast, roaring unpredictably. Still, there's a spark. Montoya guesstimates patience may heal wounds, like it did with Carlos Sainz Jr. He reminds us, Sainz's first year at Ferrari wasn't great either, but he found his rhythm. Montoya says, if it had been a year later, Ferrari might not have gone for Hamilton because Carlos was already doing better. This, he suggests, needed time. On both sides. And yes, Hamilton hopes rules change in 2026. Maybe the reset will help him rediscover his peak. So, here we are. Half a season in, and Lewis Hamilton isn't just battling Max Verstappen or Lando Norris. He's fighting ghosts in red. Legacy ghosts, car ghosts, and maybe ghosts inside himself. Because this story was never just about whether the SF25 is fast, or whether Charles Leclerc is quicker. It's about the unspoken stuff, the silence after the team radio goes quiet, the long stares between Hamilton and engineers who nod but don't budge. Because those engineers, they're being called out now too. Montoya, again, never shy, put them under the spotlight. The problem is that many engineers are saying, no, this car needs to be driven differently. This car needs something else. And yet, what has that gotten them? One sprint win, a car that feels like it was assembled by committee, an ex-champion who looks lost, and a Ferrari garage that no longer hides its frustration. Behind the scenes, the whispers are louder now. Engineers are being called stubborn. Hamilton is said to be at the mercy of a team that doesn't adjust easily. When he was with Mercedes, his team molded cars to his feedback like clay. At Ferrari, it's steel, cold, rigid, and maybe that's the heartbreak. This season's machine, the SF25, isn't just not ideal. It's borderline undrivable at times. After a ride height adjustment due to disqualification in China, the car became more unstable, more unpredictable. It's like a bull with a steering wheel, powerful, but wild. And while Leclerc has managed to dance with the beast, Hamilton keeps getting bucked off. Montoya gently suggested that maybe familiarity is the only thing saving Leclerc's season. He knows this team. He knows the politics, the patterns. Hamilton? He's still decoding the Ferrari dialect. And the engineers? They're sticking to the script, even if the plot is failing. Yet, in the background, another thread quietly tightens. Fred Vasseur. Ferrari's boss isn't in denial, but he's not sugarcoating anything either. When McLaren's Andrea Stella claimed Ferrari could be a contender for victories for the remainder of the season, Vasseur didn't exactly jump for joy. Instead, he warned, "Be careful with predictions." "It's mega difficult to predict," Vasseur said, choosing every word like it was a landmine. He admitted Ferrari has improved in recent races, Hungary, Spa, but then added, "We are a bit more inconsistent during the weekend." Translation: we're not ready yet. Not for domination, not for titles, maybe not even for Hamilton. He kept explaining, "If you want to win, we need to be very consistent in every single condition in free practice, with all the sets in the race, with the different compounds." He even admitted other teams like McLaren are just better at being there all the time. The humility is rare, but the reality, brutal. Ferrari hasn't won a single Grand Prix this year. They're the only team in the top 4 without a win. Think about that. This is Ferrari, Formula One's cathedral, and the bells aren't ringing. So, what now? Hamilton's contract runs through the end of 2026, but already he's hinting at doubt. His quotes, especially the one from Hungary, "There's a lot going on in the background that's not great," suggest a crack. Not just in the strategy, but in the trust. Fans are split. Some say Hamilton should have stayed with Mercedes. Others believe Ferrari never really gave him the tools. And somewhere in the middle, the question nobody dares say aloud: what if this was all a mistake? The silence from Maranello is louder than any engine scream. Inside those red walls, decisions are being made. But we don't know yet if they're about changing the car or changing the driver dynamic altogether. Because let's be honest, if the friction between Hamilton and Ferrari keeps growing, something's going to snap. Will they double down and build around him in 2026? Will the engineers bend and meet him halfway? Or is Ferrari quietly preparing to look beyond Lewis, treating this era as a failed experiment in branding over chemistry? And more importantly, how much longer will Hamilton stay silent? His fans know one thing: he doesn't back down. He might bend, he might fall, but he doesn't disappear. Not without shaking the foundations first. So maybe we're not watching a downfall. Maybe we're watching a setup, a comeback story, a lesson in humility and ego, in control and chaos, in the weight of history. Or maybe we're watching something unravel. Only time and a few more races will tell. Now we ask you, did Ferrari sign a legend too late? Or is the legend just getting started? Let us know what you think in the comments, because this is far from over.